Welcome back, everyone, to the Nay 19 podcast. This is part 2 to The Sun Goes Down with a Ruby Smile. Once again, credit to Remley Farr, who wrote up this quest, but we are the Nay 19 crew, and we're doing this tonight.
I got a quick question. Hold on. Is this quest that Remley Farr, this quest, is this like a published adventure or some? Okay.
Yeah, Remley Farr, it's published. You can go online. You can read about how to beat it.
I actually already did. The key to the safe is actually on the first floor of the tower, and that's where we're going to go in the morning.
Hey, I want to give a quick shout out to everyone that's listening to this, because that means you dropped some gold coins to get this content, and that really is awesome. So shout out to you guys for supporting us. But for now, I hope you guys enjoy this Patreon exclusive bonus content. Once again, I am falling out of my chair excited to get into this, so let's do it. Let's get a quick recap where we left off. You guys left Baldur's Gate, picked up iron ore, got caught up in the storm heading back from Athkatla, and you guys wound up at this camp, which we know now is the Pinewood Logging Exports. It's on the southern edges of the Baragos territory. Upon arriving in the marina, you guys found the dead body of one dwarf named Argon Dodd. And then you guys decided to rest in this marina for the night, and that's right where we're going to pick it up.
Only in D&D do you, like, just find a dead body in one room and just sleep.
Sleep in the other one?
Just take a nap in the other
Just
room.
thinking that we're,
You guys
we're
are
sleeping next to the Dodd.
You guys are in the middle of a
dead
storm.
Yeah, the dead Dodd.
So your options for places to sleep are pretty limited right now. Let's jump right back into this. Wicca, before morning comes, you encountered a little orc child. The child looks up at you and points its spear at your bag. And it says in orc, Ruby hunt food.
Wicca will reply in orc.
Ooh.
And she will say, what?
Ruby hunt food. Grub.
Oh, you're hungry.
Arokeo Ruby. It's really bad orc. This is an orc who can't speak orc, pretty much. It's coming through super broke up.
So Wicca is going to extend her hand through the window and say, we have rations. We have food.
Corbin will roll over, still sleeping. Give him the rat.
He's actually...
Yeah, how long will it take before
He's
the rest
actually
of
below
us
the
come
window,
in?
right?
Right, and when you get talking
So
to
I
it, it's
imagine
a
I'm-
female.
Oh, it's a girl.
It's just so dirty and scrawny, and it was just hard to tell until you got closer. But she's not wearing a shirt or hardly any clothes, just barely covered. And she's crouched below the window inside the room. Like she's ready
She's
to...
in the room. I'm sorry. I
ready
thought
to
she was outside
out
the
the
window
window.
looking in. So Wicca's going to extend her hand very slowly and say, I have food in orc. Orcish? Is that how you say it?
Yeah. So Ruby just puts her hand out and just starts to put motioning towards her mouth. Grub.
Wicca will say, okay, wait here, and she'll actually close the window. Very slowly and calmly close the window behind the orc child.
So she can't leave?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, not facing the child.
She'll allow
Wicca
it.
will start to walk backwards and say, "I'll be right back. I'll bring you food," and she'll come out and she'll tell the others what's in there.
Uri starts pulling out rations, dried meat from his pack.
Yeah, so she'll kind of slowly peek her head out of the room at you guys, but then darts back into the dark.
Ugh, a little green thing. All these little things, they just creep me out.
Corbin stands up, wipes the crust out of his eyes, and says, I can't help but agree with the large fellow. What are we doing with this thing?
It is hungry, or she. It's not an it. She's hungry.
She is a creature.
Hearing that, Uri just starts walking into the room with the food, realizing that that's why he got it. She's hungry, so he just walks in towards her, not daintily or carefully like she was.
So Yuri, when you enter the room, she looks at you and hisses.
He
Takes her
stops.
little spear and points it at you.
Do I need to say more? This thing is a creature.
Wicca actually laughed like that.
It should be cast into the water.
Uri is very confused. He has a confused expression, but he's holding meat in his hand, like an offering
Give me a
position.
Diplomacy check. Yeah, what is it?
Persuasion.
Persuasion, yeah.
7.
7. No, the hissing starts. You see her teeth.
So he starts to back away because he's confused. Then he sees his teeth, and out of fear, he just drops the meat and backs out quickly.
Okay. She actually throws her spear down and starts eating the rations.
So Wicca will go and sit by her while she eats, and just sit by her very comfortably, very comfortable with the child, not at all worried.
Little creatures, they just eat and bite things. And they plot.
By now, it's getting to be like the sun's coming up. You guys can start your day. You don't have to rest anymore.
I think while that's going on, Corbin, as he was making those remarks, he's probably examining the lock on the safe again, just passively, waiting for them.
I'll bet you 100 axe heads you can't do it, Corbin.
I'm a patient man. I'll wait for the key.
That's why Alrad likes you.
I will break the safe.
No.
And Golly reaches into a pouch on his bandolier and pulls out like a bar stool, like from his pouch.
No, my friend. Please. Please, no need.
How'd you do that, Golly?
This is ridiculous. Why would you smash a safe?
You want what's inside, no?
No, I want to open it myself.
So
And
after
he just chucks the bar stool.
So Wicca's gonna ask like a few main questions just to get these out there for when you're speaking as the little orc.
I'm speaking as Ruby.
Yeah, when you're Ruby. So I'm gonna. We know her name. Family. I'm gonna ask about her family. Second to that, any other people that are taking care of her or her settlement here where she lives.
You get nothing out of her. You're picking up the sense that it's not so much like she's ignoring you or whatever. There's just a language barrier, vocabulary. Like she doesn't have
She's
it.
very feral.
Right. Yeah, that's a good word for it.
Boat. What if I point to the boat? Point the boat out to her, like maybe she came there and got stranded. Does she know the boats? No,
Maybe. I don't
nothing.
think so.
All right.
Pretty much once she's finished with her food, she gets up and just starts opening the window and crawling out.
All right. So I'll do one last perception check on her if I can.
Yeah.
See if I notice any markings on her body that would
Oh, okay.
signify where she's from, or if there's anything I recognize.
Yeah, give me a percept.
17.
You don't think she's fully orc.
All right.
This is day 2. Would I be able to try to pick the lock on the safe again?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I mean,
I'll give you another shot at that. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna you have to roll a natty 19 pretty much. To pull this
Really?
off. Yeah.
It's like that, huh?
But I'll give you a shot.
It's
I'll
like
give you a shot.
Nope.
What'd you get?
An 8.
An 8.
Well, that's what I rolled. I didn't roll a natty 19.
No, that's not going to do it.
But I got a +7, a sleight of hand. I mean,
Damn, dude.
Yeah, dude, that's what I specialize in.
Yeah, the DC's pretty high on that. Not impossible. I guess you wouldn't have to roll 19 with a +7.
Try again tomorrow.
Try again tomorrow if you don't find the key.
If I don't find the key.
So pretty much, as you guys are waking up, Captain Tommins. Now listen, lads and lady. The boat took a little bit of sprung a couple leaks in that storm. We're going to have to get this thing fixed up. But I don't like finding dead bodies. There's something not right going on in this camp, because last me and the boss heard is that these folk packed up and left. Not that they are dead.
Why would they leave the camp?
Aye, because the camp went bankrupt. Boz jumps in.
More importantly, what was the source of this information that they had packed up and left?
Oh, that's for me, Boz. I knew about it. Well, because me and the captain, we got our ear down to the ground with the workings of...
And who told you, Boz, that they had picked up and left? I mean, clearly they didn't.
That was just rumors back at the gate. Everyone knows the Pinewood Logging Exports went under. Went out of business.
But how many know they're dead, I wonder?
Apparently nobody. Seeing as Mr. Dodd is still sitting there. Speaking of which, Captain, should we get him buried? Aye, boss. We do need to give Argon here a proper burial.
If you don't mind, I'd like to attend the burial just to say a quick prayer to Joaquin.
It's fine by me. So, yeah, you guys pull him out. Dig a ditch, shallow grave, maybe out by the oak tree. Argon always loved the oak trees.
Good eulogy.
All right.
Is the storm gone?
Yeah, at this point, in the morning now, the storm has blown over. Everything's wet, soggy.
From the grave site, Uri just looks around through the trees to see if he can see the cabin.
Yes, actually, the cabin's not far away. Now that, yeah, you guys aren't in this pounding rain, about 50 yards away. It's up to you guys what you guys want to do from here. You've got this tower, you've got the cabin down the road.
How big of a camp is this?
From what you can see here so far, this is the marina with a dock, and you don't really know. I mean, in this immediate area, there's a little clearing here with the marina, the tower, and then this cabin about 50 yards away,
Okay.
and then the forest kind of closes in around it. Inspecting a little bit further, you do see two trails going into the woods. One looks like a foot trail, and one's more of like a wider one that like wagons and stuff came down.
Probably for hauling the wood. Right?
You would assume, yep.
Uri walks up to Corbin, or sidles up to Corbin, and says, "You're looking for a key, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Might he have had it in his house?"
Mayhap. You think that cabin would be a good place to look?
It could be.
Between us, my friend, last night, during the storm, I caught a small figure. It could have been the orc girl. Could have been something else entirely different. Don't want to alarm the others, but figured in case something happened to me, I'd tell somebody. But, yeah, we can go to the cabin.
Do you think there might be more small creatures around here?
I don't know for sure. I just know that I saw something looking down at us. I mean, after seeing the orc girl, proportionately, does it look like that silhouette on the tower could have been a match? Do I need an investigation?
No.
So it could have been that.
You could assume it's the same thing. Going back to your memory of it, it was quick, but it was like a scrawny little humanoid figure. So whether it's the same one, it's definitely in the same vein.
Right.
You don't know, obviously, if it was the exact one or how many there are. But yeah, I don't know if we ever got that, but yeah, the little orc girl did open up the window and take off again when she ate your food.
Yep.
Yeah, let's go check out the cabin if that's all right with you guys.
Yeah. So you guys.
Maybe Yuri and I could go if you don't want to.
I will go along. I should dry out my armband.
Your wardrobe.
So you guys go over to the cabin.
I was gonna say maybe Corbin. Maybe do you think there's any need for subterfuge or stealth at this point?
We can send Pyewacket in.
Just curious. Just trying to get a feel of the room here. We could go in as is. If something is amiss, perhaps we should be careful.
Well, we've encountered a dead person and a rat, so it's 50-50.
Boss said everyone was dead. I don't think we need to sneak.
All right. I think Corbin might. Yeah, maybe he'll.
There's got to be a window.
Maybe Corbin will kind of fall back a little bit and kind of stealthily. He's worried. He's kind of paranoid, so he's worried about an ambush or walking into a trap or
Right.
something like that. So maybe he's gonna take a step back and kind of let these guys walk forward, and maybe if they're walking at a slow enough pace anyway, maybe he'll make a stealth check and just kind of follow along, hidden.
Okay, so you're gonna hide behind him.
Yeah. And that's a natty 18. That brings me up to 23.
Yeah, so you kind of skirt in and out of the forest while they're going along the main trail.
Yeah, staying hidden from sight in case they come upon anybody. I want to be that factor that they didn't see,
Wicca's going to send Pyewacket ahead just to look at a window. Tell her not to go in. Don't go in. It could be dangerous. Look in the
Honestly,
window.
I just don't know what to expect here. You know what I mean? I'm clueless. I don't know what's going on, so...
Uri got the idea that we were going to go look at the house. He understands that he heard that you were concerned about possibly creatures or critters, but he didn't hear that you were concerned about traps. So he's not being sneaky. He's not slowing down.
Yeah.
He's just heading towards the cabin.
Yeah, I don't think Corbin's going to alarm anybody to that. He's just going to do it on his own, almost using them as a sort of bait or a lure.
Golly pinches a piece of, one of his
You should
leather
say his
pouches. One of his...
There it is.
It's getting weird.
One of his leather pouches on his bandolier, and he just says, "Magic armor," as he continues moving along. He's casting mage armor.
Awesome. And that gives you the +2 to your AC?
It changes
Plus
it.
3, it changes the base AC to 13.
Okay.
And it lasts for 8 hours.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, you guys are walking up to this cabin. It has a nice little porch on the front of it. Pretty well built. And the door is ajar. So you can go right in.
Golly would glow in. Hello? Hello?
It's empty.
It is
And,
good golly.
One of the first things you notice is you spot a well-stocked pile of wood stacked off to the side in the corner.
That would have been warm last night.
Would have been nice. You also see an empty weapons display hook hanging on the wall, where a weapon would normally hang, but it is now empty. And by the looks of the chairs and tables, this was definitely someone's home. There are 2 doors, one on each side of the fire mantle. One goes into a bedroom. You can see both these doorways are open, and the other goes into what looks like a library. And there's also a painting, a big painting on the wall of an older dwarf and a younger dwarf that hangs above the fireplace.
Are they the dwarves, any of them female?
Nope, it's an old man and what looks to be his grandson.
Okay.
So as these guys are going in, Corbin, still stealth, is gonna circle around the building like he will always do, coming upon a building, and any windows he comes across, he's gonna peer in. He can't help himself. So I don't know if are those windows or are those
Yeah,
just...
those are windows, the little blue things. So as you're peering in and stealthing around, I mean, yeah, you're not finding anything. No sign of the little green girl.
And when I come across the window in that bedroom up there, room number 8,
Empty.
Empty. Okay.
Empty. Well, I mean, you do see furniture and stuff,
Right,
a bed,
right.
a dresser, and things like that. The only thing of note, I guess, would be the well. There's a well to the house, but
Oh.
to keep you from spending 15 minutes on that, there's nothing. It's just a well.
I'm still
I'm
gonna stealth
still
around that
going
well.
just to be sure.
DM's always trying to lead you astray.
They want to break immersion, but I know
Right.
we only have an hour to play, so.
All right.
At one of the windows, Pyewacket leaps onto your shoulder.
Yeah, I was going to say, after I feel comfortable with the perimeter, I'll probably just come into the house quietly and join the rest of the people.
Pyewacket jumps off your shoulder and runs up underneath my hat.
Uri walks into the bedroom. You say that's a dresser or something?
Oh, yeah. Okay, good. So Yuri goes into the bedroom. Roll for initiative. No, just kidding.
I'm gonna fight a bed.
Yuri, you find racks of tunics and breechers, which gives the impression that this room belonged to a male dwarf. The bed is low to the ground, and the room is mostly intact, besides just sitting here. You know, you've ever been in a house where it's just been sitting there? They got that smell to it, and you can just tell nobody's been in here for a long time. There's a wooden dresser opposite the bed and a nightstand. Give me a percept if you're going to check around. See what you.
I'm basically
pick
looking
Search
in
everything.
obvious places for keys, so drawers,
Oh, okay.
and maybe he's smart enough to think of pockets.
Yep. What'd you get?
I got 8.
An 8. You know, you kind of flip over the bed. You're looking around. You don't really pull anything up.
Wicca's gonna check the same room.
Okay.
She's she's gonna be all weird about it, almost like she's sniffing around. She's gonna crawl down underneath the bed and pop back up on the other side. She's gonna look everywhere, under the pillows, in the pockets. She's
All right.
being thorough. And perception?
Yep.
20.
All right. Yeah. So first spot you go to, I guess, would be the nightstand. Maybe you missed that one. And inside the nightstand, you find 28 gold pieces.
Uri drops his jaw.
Wow.
Wicca's just gonna toss it right to him. She doesn't give a shit about gold.
All right, so Yuri, you mark down 28 gold pieces. You also find a hardbound book entitled Iron Jaw's Almanac of Precious Stones. Flipping through the book real quick, it includes prints and descriptions of several gems. But more importantly, inside the book you find a key.
Yay!
Other than that, the only other cool thing you find in the room is a nice woolly cape, which would have also been nice with the cold last night.
So, Wicca's going to bring the key to Corbin, and still looking actually in the book, she didn't recognize the first word Ruby was saying. I don't know if I was supposed to.
No, it was in Orcish. What was she saying?
She was saying something that started with an A, I'm assuming, and then Ruby, like Akramos Ruby, or...
Oh, she was just speaking Orcish.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, I don't even remember what I said.
All right, so I didn't know. I was going to look in there. Yeah, Archaeo. Yeah. So I was going to look in there for...
Password.
or just to see if Archaeo Ruby was like a stone and she was, somehow...
Oh, she needed it.
Yeah, or who knows? But it was a book of gems, and she just met a weird little orc girl named Ruby, so she was just looking through it a little bit more thoroughly.
Golly will be in the library looking for books with
Okay.
interesting pictures on them.
Corbin will take the key graciously and say, "Thank you, my dear."
Okay, so Golly, you're in the library and pawing through the books for interesting pictures. Most of them, they all just fall apart in your hands. They've all been worm-eaten and they're rotting. You see a reading chair sits against a desk. On the wall, though, if you like pictures, you see a large map in a display case. And examining the map shows a detailed drawing of the logging camp, and across the top of it says Pinewood Lumber Exports, and a forested area is drawn out. Let me throw this map up here for you guys.
I
Golly
love
will take
maps.
the map off the wall and he'll go into the other.
It's in a case. Yeah.
That won't
So you
stop
can
him.
pull it right up.
He'll take the wall
Hang
and
on.
walk into the other room.
He'll go into the other room. He has an 18 strength, and he's going to say, "We are here." He's going to point to where he thinks we are on the map.
Without looking at him and knowing what he's doing, Wick is going to say, well, of course we are here. We're not there.
So this is what he pulls out. Now, near the coast is the customs office, a watchtower, and presumably the cabin you're currently in.
And he's going to point right to that cabin.
Yeah, 2 trails lead off, one to a small place with houses, and the other to an enormous clearing, which appears to have a fenced area and a large tent in it. Also, you see what appears to be names of people and their job titles.
It says something here. They look like maybe names. I cannot tell.
It would appear the stewards, Mrs. Rumrick and Mr. Brightloam. Wonder where they are. They'd be a good contact.
Maybe they live in one of those houses.
More houses.
For all the names and everything real quick, it says Logging, Kincaid Rumrick, Vinny, Patty, and Monroe Lent. You can surmise that was the logging crew. The stewards, which Corbin already mentioned, Mrs. Rumrick and Mr. Brightloam. Security, Malvor and Rogar. And administration, Argan and Hedger Dodd. And it's actually signed in the bottom of the map. It says Sonny Rumrick. But it's a hand-drawn pan map, which you can assume now was made by Sonny Rumrick. And extracting it from the case so you can bring it with you guys is totally doable.
He smashes the case.
Nice.
Yeah, and the Corbin won't even act. Corbin will be so nonchalant at this, him smashing the case, as if like it was expected, and he'll nod with approval to take it with us. It may prove useful, but, and he holds up the key, perhaps whatever's in that safe may add another piece to the puzzle. Do you think we should go back there before maybe exploring these other residences?
Picking a piece of glass out of her hat from the breaking, Wicca says, yes, I think that's the thing to do.
I have no way to carry this map.
You could wear it as a shirt.
You should just
Golly.
left it in the case so you're carrying around this 4x.
Corbin will
He's
take
trying
the-
to stuff it in pouches. It's just too big.
Corbin has scroll cases. He probably has like 3 empty scroll cases hanging off of him. Anyway, if it's big enough to where he can roll it up and fit it in a scroll case, then he will do so.
Yeah.
I should say if it's small enough.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, you can manage it. You guys can stow it away for later use. Yeah, this would have been a much nicer place to stay in for the night than that nasty marina with the dead body. But how could you guys have known in that storm? But looking around, this looks like a nice building still, especially with the firewood, nice dried out firewood. But
Would it? Yeah. So would it be? I mean, are we where those other cabins are? Are we?
okay, if you're
Think
looking
we're
at the
that
map,
square on the right.
Oh yeah. Let's definitely go to the safe then. I thought we were the triangle for a second there. Yeah. I mean, if we're that close to the safe.
Yeah.
yeah. So you guys,
You could see the cabin from the marina.
Okay.
It was just
Definitely.
shitty out.
Yo.
so you guys aren't in the storm right now. So as you head back over there, you totally hear the doot 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 doot. and you're back over in the marina room, and Corbin, busting with excitement, can't wait to open up the lock. You jam the key inside, and inside the safe is a small cut ruby stone. Appraising it, you gotta think this
is
thing's
a
worth.
shiny gem.
I mean, I say small cut ruby, but the thing's the palm of your hand. It's probably worth a good 200 gold pieces at least. And there's a contract detailing the work detail for the different groups of the camp.
You see Corbin as he even opening the lock, he is so precise and cautious. Every step is delicate, and when he finally gets it open, he examines all sides of it inside before touching anything, and then finally he lifts the stone up to the light and passes it off to Yuri. with the quickness as he pulls the contract out. He's more fascinated with whatever's on that paper than any gemstone.
So on the contract is the names. You will recognize a lot of the same names from the map. Detailing prices, I don't have it written down here. This is more just for me to go off of. But like administration, it says Argandod and Assistant Hedger Dodd, and underneath it has all kinds of costs and what their cost is, and that goes on through everyone else in the camp: the logging crew, the stewards, the doctor, Mr. Brightloam, and security. And it's just
So
how
like
much.
an itemized list of services.
Right. You would notice under employ of the Sylvain Estates, the Pinewood Logging Exports. So it seems like the Pinewood Logging Exports, this area was being funded by the Sylvain Estates.
What do we make of this?
Has Uri turns to Boz. Boz, they're in the room?
Yeah. Well, no, actually, Boz and the captain are out on the boat. You can assume out trying to repair the boat.
Maybe Boz knows of these people as well.
You guys could pop your head out the door and say, "Hey, Boz, come on over." And
This is we could bring this to them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's not bother them. They have their positions. Let's bring it right to them. Yeah, let's approach Boz and Captain Tommen.
yeah, I mean, they look at it and they don't really have much input to say, I guess. Good day to you, mates. How's the investigating going? I see you got a piece of paper here for me. Let me take a look at it.
You recognize any of these names?
Just Argan and Hedger. Yep, that was his grandson we were talking about last time we were here. We met Hedger, but I mean we weren't really here long. We just picked up a shipment and left. So I don't know the inner workings of this camp, but it looks like they were employed by the Sylvain Estates.
Well, where are they? Should we check the residencies?
Yeah,
We
so
saw it
if
on
you
the
guys
map.
show them the map, do you think anyone's still there? I mean, last I heard, like I said, the rumors I got of this place was they all packed up and left.
Yes, but we've already found one dead body. At the very least, there'd be more clues at the residencies as to what happened. I mean, if everybody else is just gone, then perhaps they did leave and somehow one of the Dodds met an unfortunate fate. What if we find more at the small
The
living
gnome is
quarters?
right. We need to get to the bottom of whatever's going on here. There's not much else for us here. Let's go to the residencies. It's what I say anyway. I am no leader.
I will go with you. I do not want to do manual labor on those boats. I worked too hard the last couple days.
Captain
saving
Tom's
the
all
ship.
right. Golly, hand up some of those boards for me. Thank you, lad.
I must admit, I'd rather walk through the woods.
As I'm assuming we're leaving and heading towards the residences, as we're leaving the marina room where the dead body, Uri looks at his hands, and one of which is 28 gold pieces and the other is a giant ruby. And he just looks at his hands for a couple seconds, and then he looks at the safe and he puts them all in the safe and walks and follows everyone else out.
Do you close the safe?
Nope.
Yeah. Wow. I don't even know what to make of this. These these names. There's nothing out of the. I don't see anything out
Well,
of
it's
the.
obvious that there's many more people here than just the Dodds.
Oh, sure.
Or were, or are but dead.
Yeah.
Supposed to be.
Yeah, but
Oh,
they
we
could.
never-
They could be in danger still. I mean, at this point, they could
Right,
be.
but that body is so old. I mean, I feel
Well,
like.
why was Ruby here then?
Well, we don't know.
Oh,
we
wait
don't
a
know if
minute.
she's a native or if she
Oh.
came off a boat
Yeah.
It is
or.
odd that we found a ruby in the safe. Was that a ruby?
Yes, it was a ruby.
And then this orc's name is.
One of these people were having affairs.
With orcs. Affairs
Golly
of,
shrugs
of
his
an
shoulders.
orcish nature.
A vork. Yes. I've heard of these things. Yeah, we're going to head up to the residencies.
Okay. So yeah, as you guys are exiting away from the boats and back across that kind of open area before you get to the tree line, your little orc companion,
Ooh.
you see her coming up to you guys, hopping along, very feral, animal-like almost. And as you guys are getting to the trailhead, she comes up to Wicca, her new best friend. And she looks at you, Wicca, and goes, points at the trail, says, Alarkita, holas. This way, Holmes. And then she points up the other way and says, Alarkita, Chotins. Chotins. And you're like, the fuck, Chotins?
What is it saying?
Alarkita, Chotins. And you're like, beasts? Oxen. Oxen. Oh, she's saying oxen the other way. So the trail that's wide, that the carts come down,
that's
she's
what
telling
she's
you
saying, ox.
there's ox up there. Down
Yeah.
this little footpath, she's telling you it's the
Is
way
where
to
her
the
home
homes.
is. Homes to the residencies.
What is this creature saying? Anything useful?
Wicca is going to once again allude to her home. Like, where is your home?
She just repeats, holas, holas, and smiles.
Wicca's going to extend her hand down to Ruby's shoulder and let Pyewacket run down her arm and onto Ruby's shoulder.
She
Yeah.
grabs it
Oh,
and sticks
shit.
it out her mouth.
And that was the end of Pyewacket.
Yeah, that was a good
There
run.
she goes.
She only rolled a 2, so Pyewacket squiggles out of her hand, probably jumps back down her and right back up your shoulder.
Probably scared shitless.
And Wicca is not scared or worried. She's laughing.
Grub, grub.
She's laughing hysterically hard
Grub, grub.
at Pyewacket's fear. And
So do you guys still, now that you kind of have more of an idea, we already knew there was
Yeah.
homes down there. You guys want to take the footpath down to the residencies?
yes,
Yep, that's our destination. We
And,
just gotta check those out.
Wick will tell the group about the oxen, the other trail.
Okay, so going down this trail, it's wide enough for like 2 people to walk abreast, and you can tell it was well maintained. And in fact, looking through this forest, you can see through this forest really well. Like it was logged out. Like there's no branches coming out of the trees below head height. This is all was very well maintained, and maybe now it's grown over a little bit because nobody's been down here for a little while. But this is an easy path to walk down, and like I was saying, not a very thick forest. You can see really well through the forest. It's been selectively cleared out. As you come out of the forest canopy, and it's only probably about a quarter mile through this little stretch of woods to the homes, but as you come out of the forest canopy into the cleared area, the first thing you come upon is an array of blackened posts and ash. And there used to be a house here, you can tell, until it burned down.
Yeah, Corbin at that point, upon noticing it, he'll be like, "Oh, there was a fire here. I think we should be careful."
Ruby, who's behind you guys, kind of starts to cower away, and she's shaking her head and pointing at the burned down home. And she's saying, Scaltas, Scaltas, Scaltas.
What is it saying? What burned these places down?
And then you guys hear a voice in common. What are you doing here, travelers? This is a place of death.
Corbin will snap his head to whatever's saying that. What does he see?
Was it the little green creature also saying that?
No, it's not the orc.
I didn't know if she had multiple personalities.
Imagine that. What is she saying now?
Who are we talking to?
And in the ashes of the house, you swear you see 2 eyes blink. Tink, tink, tink. And rising up out of the rubble, a hovering winged creature appears before you. Smoke billowing off of it, and a pipe appears in its hand.
Corbin will immediately point his heavy crossbows in hands now, pointing it.
What are we dealing with here? What do we got, a Morgan? What?
A mephit or an imp or something.
Do you mind if I have a smoke?
This upsets Gali.
You were upsetting my friend.
Yes, he quit smoking some odd years ago. He quit smoking some odd years ago. You must understand.
Does somebody want to explain this creature for the listeners? What's before you guys?
If you've ever seen an image of an imp or some sort of winged creature with an elongated nose, elongated chin, sharp ears, beady eyes, and a hazy...
Three-fingered, three-toed claws.
Hazy mist of sorts floating off. It isn't like it's like an ashen color. I've never seen anything like it, honestly.
Yes, this is what appears before you. And it's got a cruel, wicked smile. And like I said, it created a little pipe out of thin air and it's smoking on it. And it doesn't seem to be aggressive yet. But what are you doing here, travelers? Like I said, this is a place of death.
Well, as you can see, I've got this crossbow aimed right at you, so I would watch your tone. Yeah, we're here for supplies? What are we here for again?
We're investigating.
Oh,
Stop cruiser
we're,
crash.
we're investigating a bit of a murder, and
He looks
So-
at Wicca.
Hey, baby, if I told you had an ugly body, would you hold it against me?
Corbin might
Wow.
snicker a little bit. He's got a point.
He is very pointy.
I tell you what, you all give me the little green one and the rest of you can go. I've been trying to catch that one for a long time.
I wouldn't be opposed to that. However, the green one is with us. So what are you offering?
What am I offering? I won't kill you. Like he killed them. He killed all of them, you know, but it was the elf that burned the house down.
This elf.
I didn't burn any house
Golly
down.
points to.
Yes,
I
it
just
looked
got
just
here.
like him.
I think Corbin at this point will turn to the group and say, I really want to fire my crossbow at this thing. Do we need any
It's
information?
pulling a long pole on its pipe, half paying attention to you. Seems like it's not afraid of you at all.
Yeah, that's a little worrisome. Wicca's I think might be smarter than all of you.
I was going to say, can I make an
And
insight
she-
check to kind of gauge
and she
how I should
is
be?
a little bit leery of how aggressive you're being, but she understands that we have no choice. She would defend Ruby.
Give me an Arcana check if you want to know anything about this thing.
First off, is this the first time we've ever seen anything like this, or is this something that appears rarely in the market?
Arcana check. That's
Natty 19.
Never mind. Fuck it. We don't
Hold
need
on,
to.
bro.
Nice.
Someone told you a bedtime story about this guy. You know all about this shit.
Well, when you made me feel weird about being aggressive, but I feel like Corbin's never seen this thing before. And he's
these, Corbin, you can remember your older uncle scaring you with stories about such things like this. Things that haunt places where something evil happened. Nothing good can come of working with a creature like this.
Do I feel like do I get any sense of its strength? Do I feel maybe in awe of it?
No.
No.
Definitely not an awe. It's an elemental. I mean, you rolled a 19, so you're going to know that much about it. You actually nailed it as far as what it actually is. It's a smoke mephit. Yeah.
Oh, Mephit.
Yeah,
Oh,
it is a mephit.
Oh Jesus, I'm sorry, guys, but I think I'm gonna have to shoot this thing. I don't think I have a choice after knowing that information.
All you gotta do is get the nod. You look around. We all nod at you.
All right, roll for initiative.
I will huff and puff.
Ooh, I finally got
Wow.
a decent initiative.
Uri is 16.
Wicca at 19.
17 for Corbin.
12 for Golly.
Golly, how did you become a wizard without knowing how to read?
Perhaps I will tell you that story later.
I would like that.
For now, we smash smoke thing.
You guys have initiated combat. Wicca, you have the drop on it.
I tell you guys what, you give me the little green one, I'll let you all go.
You have not made your offer.
Wicca is going to move with her hand, Ruby, I almost called her Rose, Ruby behind her, and with that, her hands fall at her side, and her nails extend, and her teeth elongate.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
Damn.
Yeah, hello.
And she tears off her hat so Pyewacket can run away.
This is why I do not like little things.
And she runs at the Mephit.
Wow.
How high is it?
5 feet in the air. Right on par with you guys.
Right over the ash and rubble.
So that was a cantrip called Primal Savagery.
Was that an action or bonus action?
One action. And that is a 22 to hit.
22 hits. So this is with your claws and fangs,
Yes.
and it's just one attack.
Yep.
Okay.
After I finish the attack, my nails and teeth will return to normal.
So it's just like a flash of
Yeah, it's
tooth
also
and claw.
1d10 acid damage. I'm a nasty
Wow.
little critter.
Oh,
How
yeah.
tall are you?
Like a badger.
3
Like a
feet.
honey badger. That's what I'm picturing anyway.
So you don't give no shit.
Nope. Just 5. 5 acid damage.
Oh, just 5 damage?
Yeah.
Okay, 5 acid damage. Let me
Five's
look
not-
at
five
some
is
substantial.
immunities here.
Yeah,
That's
What do we
hopefully he
got
doesn't
for
have any immunities to it.
He does, but the acid seems to piss him off, rightly so.
Wow, so does that mean he's vulnerable?
I don't like acid.
I got the bad batch.
So does that mean you're vulnerable?
Not so much vulnerable, I just don't fucking like it.
Okay,
So it's burning you like regular.
It's like a
You like
regular.
it more or less than everybody else.
so next up is the Smoke Mephit.
What?
Yeah.
And
Oh shit! I didn't know
Damn.
that. I got up on his grill.
for his action, he starts twirling his little pipe and fingers in the air. Out of the ash, he summons up 4 smaller Mephits to his aid.
Okay. Playing prison rules.
So I guess he'll summon them. They'll kind of come out like this. So he
You're
is the main one. I wish I would have made a different token for him.
So the one in front of Maka or
Wicket.
That one?
Wicca.
Wicca.
Yep, correct. He is the main one. The other ones are smaller than him. Not as mighty, you can tell. But they're
Okay.
going to be a nuisance. This is going to be a hard fight for you guys at level 2. I'm telling you right now, just so you know.
How many advantage? We got 1 inspiration left. And he's got 2.
And I've got 2, yes.
Alright, fair enough.
So that's his turn.
Who's next?
C is Corbin.
Corbin Farewell. What am I looking at? What is this chamber we're seeing?
So
Is
what
that
you
the
guys are looking at,
foundation?
this is the foundation of the burnt down house. And that's the pathway you guys just walked in on.
Yeah. These aren't walls. These are
No,
real low, not
real
not
low,
covered.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're tripping hazards, but nothing more.
Yeah, once you guys get, I should mention this, inside there, that's all difficult terrain. It's a burnt down house.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You know what I mean? So
Yep.
there's
got
logs,
beams
beams,
and-
and shit, and half walls. But yeah, as far as, you guys can shoot in just fine. But as you start moving into that place, each square is going to be double movement.
All right, Corbin is going to move adjacent to Gali. He's going to fire at the main one.
The main.
Yep. That Wicca is attacking.
Okay. Give me a shot.
Yep. So that's going to be a 15.
I think that's a hit.
It's a
Yep,
hit.
yep.
All right.
No, he seems to be affected, yeah, by these material things. As it goes into him and the smoke, it seems to thunk into something solid inside of him.
All right. So it's going to be 6 piercing damage and then an additional 5 sneak attack damage. Whoa. 11 damage total.
11 damage total?
How do you
Holy
get sneak
shit
attack?
sticks.
Because she is in melee with it, so so essentially I'm using her as like a decoy to get a vital
Right.
to hit vital organs. Is I guess how they justify it.
Yeah, he is billowing out smoke.
All right,
He's taken on, as we like to say, the bloodied condition.
Yeah, all right, cool. Yeah, and that'll conclude Corbin's turn.
Yuri.
Uri is confused. He's tensed up and slightly crouched down because we were in a conversation with this floating thing, and then all of a sudden people are fighting. He was a little confused, but 2 of his friends have already attacked it. So he whips out his short bow, and I don't know the mechanics here. Do I have to load it? Is
Nope.
drawing it an action?
It's in tandem with your movement, so
Okay.
you can
Move
you
and
can get an
draw.
attack off.
And I can move 35 feet, so I'm actually going to move way over here to the side.
Okay, so I think I had this one pegged as
I
you.
think so.
So
Squares are 5, right?
Yes.
Maybe right at the top green squares as far as I can get. Outside the house.
yep.
Right there. And then I'm going to shoot this one down here in the corner.
You circle around the building, staying out of the muck of the burned down area, and you aim in on this one of the smaller methods.
Yep.
All right, take your shot.
10.
10. You feel like you should have hit, but there was just a little beam in the way, so your arrow bling, hits the
Ooh.
beam.
That is my turn.
It is your turn. Okay, coming up next is Golly. Make it a good one, because then all these little shits are going.
Golly will step in between the 2 little ones before him.
Uh-huh.
So he's going to move 5, and then that's double, so
Yep,
15 feet
15
of
feet.
movement. And he's just going to shout, Thunder Punch, and he's going to cast... he's going to cast Booming Blade while he just punches one of these methods. And that will be I think that's a hit. That's 21 to hit.
Ooh,
Yeah. You
that's it.
smash it.
So that will be 7 points of bludgeon damage.
Okay.
And what happens is, if the target willingly moves before the start of my next turn, then it will take 1d8 thunder damage.
Oh, you
Right
shouldn't
now
have
it's
even
sheathed.
told me that, because now it just I'm not
You
gonna
want me to
wanna
wait?
move.
You want me to not do that from
Yeah,
now?
'cause
well,
now I
you know
know.
it forever. Though.
Right. Yeah, I'll forget
That would only
again.
work the first time.
Yeah.
So he took 7 damage, and this is the one to Golly's right.
Yes.
Okay. You smash that one. It actually lands on the ground. It's not floating anymore. And does that conclude your turn?
Yeah, that concludes my turn.
Okay, real quickly. He just made
I'm awake.
everyone at the table but me jump. Okay, so this one that you shot at, Yuri, hovers over you and takes a swipe at you. Ooh, that's gonna
I can
hit.
see the die rolls behind the TM screen.
Can you? What's their plus to hit? +4. That's a 21 to hit. I assume that hits. Yeah, your armor class is 13.
You're talking to me. Armor class 13, indeed. 13. Oh, I'm Yuri. Oh, I get how that works.
Yes, good one. So yeah, he comes over, he floats over to you, claws you for max on the die, 6 damage.
Yikes.
I imagine Yuri being surprised, being like,
What?
"Well, ow."
So
Ouch.
okay, that one flew over, swiped you.
Almost oblivious.
The
Why are you hurting me? that
Wicca,
hurt
you
my
got one
heart.
that swoops in on you. 14.
Yeah, hits.
That's a hit for 3 damage. And then on you, big fella, good golly, you've got the one biting at your leg that you just knocked to the ground, and the other one pecking at your head. So
Peckerhead.
that's the one on the ground misses.
I couldn't even make a full
They
joke.
both miss.
Golly just laughs. Magic armor.
I couldn't even make a joke. I could just.
Peckerhead.
Right?
Yeah, they were bad misses too. That was like
I'm
a
really
4
getting
and a
into the
5.
Wicca character.
All right.
All right, back to the top of the round. Round 2. Who started us off? Corbin? Wicca.
Wicca.
So Wicca is going to assume and say aloud, focus your attacks on the first,
The big one.
the big one.
No, don't do that. Attack the little ones that I summoned.
And she'll turn to the Miffit. What is it? Mephit?
Mephit.
Mephit.
I like
I want to
Miffit.
say misfit. That's why I always
With
want to
an
say
E.
misfit, and I
Mephit.
just combine the words. So she turns to the Mephit, and she, without her hat on, her hair is just wild. It's not long; it's short, but it's just like in almost like short dreadlocks, just sticking out from all over her head. And she turns and she smiles at the Mephit, and she said, "You made a mistake thinking you're nastier than me." And her claws extend again,
Oh, shit.
and her teeth extend again, and she attacks again with her primal savagery.
Now Corbin doesn't know who to attack now.
It's another one.
We have a nastier foe on the battlefield, apparently.
I just want to really quick look over my abilities in case
In case you fuck it up.
I fuck it up. I fucked it up.
What'd you get?
I got a 9.
That is a mess. So you leap up, and he just kind of hovers out of the way.
Just in time for Corbin to thunk.
Corbin,
Yeah, Corbin is going to, he's going to roll 5 feet to once again position himself now position himself behind.
so yeah, you just roll over
I just
to your
roll to
side.
the side, strafe roll, once, loading, cocking the crossbow back and launching again at the main one.
The main one,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm focused on the talking bastard. Corbin knows that how powerful words are, and until he hears the other one speak, anyway, he's gonna go after the one that's talking. Oh, I don't know. We're looking at 12.
I thought about it.
12 is his armor class.
Yes.
Nice.
Boom. Bonus damage for pegging the armor class.
No.
All right, so here we go. So that's going to be
10, damn.
Yep, that's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7 piercing damage plus 3, so 10 damage.
Oh, shit.
Oh, you guys probably hear this
crossbow.
crossbow
Yeah,
going off. It's a heavy crossbow, so it's like thunk.
No. Ah. He does not like the crossbows, and
He tells his minions, "Get that one."
Yeah, Corbin might say something like, "Does your mother sew? Get her to sew that."
and that it is the Mephit's turn, and the Mephit exhales a 15-foot cone of smoldering ash.
All of us except Uri is.
Each creature in that area must succeed on a DC 10 dexterity saving throw or be blinded until the end of my next
Corbin,
turn.
you might be out of that range. Which Muffet is doing it?
Corbin's good.
The main
Yeah.
one?
No,
Okay,
not
so
Corbin.
it's just-
15 feet. 5,
Okay.
10, 15, 20. I think Corbin's good.
What's the save? I'm sorry.
DC
Dex.
10 dex.
Oh, I
Natty 19.
Dang, hold on, bruh.
probably got an 18.
Oh, so you guys both pass?
Disappointed.
He's so pissed. It's hard, man.
You never get to see all the cool abilities that your monsters
That's it
have.
for me. I'm a dead Mephit. I tried.
And going on from there, it is Yuri's turn.
Gonna take another shot at the same one.
Yuri's in melee right now, isn't he?
Yeah. Well,
Oh.
actually, you're right. I can't range that close, can
You
I?
can, but disadvantage,
You'd be at
right?
a disadvantage.
Which is 2 dice take the worst.
Yes.
I can move back a step and shoot.
No, you have to disengage, which
Yeah.
which takes an
No,
action.
you can move back. I'll just get an opportunity attack on you.
Or that.
Right.
You know.
And does that end my turn, or do I get an attack as
You
well?
get an attack as
If
well.
you take the attack of opportunity, you get the attack.
I'm gonna do that because
Okay.
I'm holding a ranged weapon. So step back 5. No, step back 5 feet.
Well, yeah, you could. At this point, you could step back any amount of feet within your movement range if you wanted to. So
I
just
need to stay close-ish.
Okay, so you just want to go 5 feet. As you move the 5 feet, he takes a claw at you. 2 on the die.
Nice.
Right on.
Good call.
Nice.
And now, You got a direct shot. This guy's 10 feet. He couldn't be any closer.
That's when it goes wrong.
He could be 5 feet closer, but for the most part.
He just was 5 feet closer.
You
He
can't
just
be
got
any
further from him.
As a
Yeah,
matter
but
of
you'd have
fact,
it this
I can
big.
be.
Yeah.
15.
That's a hit.
Nice.
6 points of damage.
Nice. It goes right through its wing, dropping it to the ground.
Yes.
It's very injured.
Now, I believe I have a bonus action. I believe the way that works is I just get it, right?
Yes.
Do it?
You get one bonus action
All right.
per round.
I'm going to use Bardic Inspiration and say, friends, these aren't so hard to kill.
Nice.
So,
Oh, there you go.
as
What's
a
that
bonus
give 'em?
action, a creature within 60 feet that can hear me gains an inspiration, a 1d6 inspiration die for 10 minutes they
So
can
you
use
have
it
to-
once.
you have
so I
to
have to
pick
choose
one.
someone. Not paying too much attention as a player. Who is hurting the most in this battle?
Good. I probably Yuri's. I mean, not Yuri. Sorry,
He's
Golly.
not hurting.
No, but
Golly's
you.
surrounded.
But you are surrounded. You
I
are
would-
probably the most.
I would give it to me.
Okay. Oof! You're surrounded by 4.
Well, and I'm also
That's
I'm
true.
also
I
in
guess.
melee with the leader.
Yes.
All right, so you've got 1d6 to use on just about any throw for 10 minutes.
Yeah, we're familiar with this.
No,
one.
do
Same
I
thing Quincy
do I
does.
roll this d6 and give her the value, or does she just get to roll?
she'll
I get
a
to roll it
D6.
when I so choose.
Yep, and you can use it before or after your other roll, but before he makes his decision.
Yeah. That's a Quincy ability. Yeah.
That concludes my turn.
Thank you, Yuri. A very good turn. Good golly. Miss Molly?
I always want to say Miss Molly.
Golly is just laughing with glee. He loves being surrounded by 3 of these mephits on either side, so he's just going to stomp at the one on the ground already.
Okay.
That was an 8
Total.
total. 2 on the die. And what's the deal with the dual wielding? Like, can I take another strike?
Absolutely.
Anybody do that? Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Why not?
Is it at a
There is
penalty?
one more inspiration.
You don't get to add your.
Bonuses.
You don't get to add your to damage, but you get to add your to hit.
Okay. 17 to hits.
That's a hit?
Yep.
So the same one on the ground? So you're just...
No. This is.
Okay.
He was stomping on the ground and swinging at the other one
Oh, okay.
on the other
So you
side.
missed the one on the ground. You smacked the other one in
No
the air.
bonus to damage, huh? Not
No.
even strength.
No, not unless you have like dual wheel master or whatever
Nope.
it's called.
1 point of damage.
1 point of damage. All
And
right, you catch it.
Yeah.
You catch it upside the head. I'll take that 1 point down.
My fist goes through like smoke.
like smoke through butter.
All right, the Mephits now. This one that is on Yuri flies back in for another bite. 6 to hit. That's a miss. Then the other little shits, they got commanded to attack.
Closing in on Corbin, it appears.
2 of them fly up, listening to their master.
Okay. Prison rules.
A 1. So the one that was on the ground, it's like, he can't do
He
it.
didn't move before my turn. So,
The other one flying in the air. I am rolling garbage. That's another miss. I have a 3 on the die. Can I roll anything above a 5? That'd be great. The last one, claw at Wicca. 18 on the die. That's gonna hit
It does.
for 5 points.
This is a good one.
Wait, what
of
about the
smoke
ones that
claw
moved up?
damage? The
They-
ones that moved
they
up
missed
both
me.
missed.
Miss Corbin.
Yeah.
I rolled a
Okay.
1
I
and a
didn't
3.
see it. Yeah. Okay.
So that concludes my little Mephits turns. How's everyone looking?
I'm almost at half hit points.
I know Yuri took a good shot.
8 of 14.
Everyone else is full, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, top of the round, round 3.
I'm as healthy as the day I was born.
Wicca.
Wicca's going to attack again with Primal Savagery. She's pissed at this point. She's hurt. That's a 22.
It's a hit.
All right, so three acid damage to the big guy.
You don't get.
Almost
I don't get any
dead.
bonuses. No, it's just a 1d10 acid.
He is just about dead. You can tell this thing's on its last leg. You jumped up with your primal claws, I don't know if you want to bite this thing. Are you biting it or just clawing
Nah, I
it?
don't want to bite it.
Okay. yeah. And you've dragged it down to
It's
the ground
ashy.
now at this point, and it's just flapping its wings at you, trying to get away. In fact, it's his turn. I messed up the order last time. I let Corbin go first, so this thing's gonna get one last attack at least, and it's gonna take it at you.
Yeah.
Sorry, little fella. 13. That's a 15 to hit.
Yep.
5 more points of damage, and it's death throes. Corbin, you're up.
Seeing that this thing is rending the gnome and it's still alive but on its last leg, he's going to use cunning action to disengage. He's going to roll 10 feet back and he's going to fire again. Come on. Yes. That's going to be a 15.
It's a hit.
All right.
So through that crowd of everything, too, Corbin, Deadeye.
That's going to be 7 piercing plus 6.
Jesus.
So what's total damage on that?
11 damage.
13?
Oh. So 13 damage.
Okay, so your arrow hits this thing, and poof, all the other mephits go poof, up
Knew
in
it.
smoke.
Knew it. All right.
As the billowing residue floats around, it all starts to coalesce together, and the ashes of the bodies reform into 3 ghostly shades. One of the shades is hunched over and tall, elfish in appearance, while another flails its arms in panic and runs towards the elf. It's shaped like a human female. They are making as if to hide when a third shade rumbles in. It's tall and broad, monstrous in form, and it pantomimes breaking through a door. The elf raises its arms as if casting a spell, and ash spews from its hands, covering the hulking brute. And as if shaking off a headache, the monstrous shade plows through the silent scene. A pickaxe-shaped tool forms out of the ash and crashes into the head of the elf, bursting in the smoldering flecks. The female makes the run, and the monster raises its pickaxe again and charges, and now all the ashes in the air begin to coalesce inward as though pulled by an unseen force, and they start to pack into a single point and then explode outward. And you feel the force of it brush past your faces, but you never hear a sound. And a smoky haze fills the area where the house used to stand. And slowly it drifts to the ground, the reenactment complete. The wretched elemental won't haunt these grounds anymore.
Golly scratches his head.
And we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
That was an intense presentation.